we don't get kicked out. That's the hope. Oh my gosh.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how things are.
Yes. So what I did was went ahead and hit the live to tell them on Facebook to kind of come on over if they want to watch it.
They still should be able to send it to Facebook for them to come over without you sending them that. Oh, not to me.
Yeah. I don't know if we can do it. Come on into the room, Sparrows. Hello, Fred Barber.
Sparrows, I love that.
Come on in. Veronica Morris, come on in. Don't go far, too. Come on in. Joy, welcome to the room. Sarah Hart, welcome. Come on in. Pardon the delay. We've had some technical difficulties here.
Oh, I'm all in the way.
My gosh.
Big time.
We're popping in from Spain tonight. If you are a follower of mine,
You just put it at the bottom.
On Instagram, you may want to transition and go over there. You may want to do that because I'm doing too much. I don't know if that works. And it's going to be some movement. So I am actually, Sharon is on Instagram because for whatever reason we were unable to connect on Facebook, and it's been continual drama, as you all know, has been for weeks. And so we are actually on Instagram right now as well. Not sure if we can be able to do both because Instagram and Facebook is one and the same. So one may kick the other out. I'm just hopeful that it's not Instagram because that's where Sharon is. So if you are not following me on Instagram,
you should be.
I strongly suggest that you hop over there right now because that's the only way you're going to get to see Sharon, and then you're just going to have to listen to her. Hello, Shalina. Welcome to the room. Leighton, Drusilla, everybody come on in. This is so juicy. It is so juicy.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting. So the option is all you. Joy, thank you for popping over to Instagram. It's going to behoove you to go over there. Otherwise, you're just going to be looking at me. You're going to look at me, but you will hear the voice of Sharon. And we are going to get through this thing, y'all.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know for the flux to be connecting with people, lovely, lovely darlings of Sparrows overseas. I'm grateful for that. I am indeed grateful for that. And it's going to be quite a few more to the point of where I'm going to have to add a day just for my international groups. So I will not complain at all.
And we'll get it right.
We're going to get it right. We've got to tweak it to where, you know, we've got to do whatever we've got to do. Hello, Veronica. You've switched over. Vicky C. Hello. Welcome to the room. And if you could all see the production behind the camera, if you can see what's happening, thank God for Tiffany. I would spaz all the way out if I didn't have Tiffany. Yes. So go ahead, kick your feet up, relax, enjoy this. It's a matter of the heart Monday. And of course, I'm always talking about my book, How I Became Fabulous and a Lady, all the time. And I'm not even going to bother to get up to get a copy of it to show. For the simple fact, it's been drama for past 2-3 days trying to get connected between here and Spain. It's up there. And I'm just going to take a sip of water. I'm going to take some water because you guys have no idea. You have no idea what it's taking to make these simplistic connections. Jesse Anderson Downey, welcome to the room. Junior Caldwell, good to see you. However, I've already shared that we're talking about consciousness and lyrical voice. And when I say lyrical voice, it's all about how you connect to music, in essence. It's all about the music, what music does for you.
Right.
And I've said so many times, music gets me through a lot. I have my prayer, I have my music, and I mean continual playlists. I have those things. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm grateful for it. And that's how I basically write. So when I write, I'm in the zone. I'm playing a playlist of some sort because of what I'm writing. It takes me back to a time and a place. So that's where Matters of the Heart Mondays have come from. So you are going to hear different types of artists, from vocalists to pianists to violinists to whatever it is in the sector of music, and how they came about writing what they've written and the importance of what their mindset was when they wrote it, or whatever the case. So that's what's happening tonight with Sharon.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here.
Being here.
I'm glad
Finally.
you're here. I'm
Didn't
glad
think we
you're
could make
here.
it, but we got here.
And for those of you who are coming in from Sharon's camp, I am Valerie Miller of TVM, the Valerie Miller. Double fold. This very moment, you have opportunity to change. You can change any aspect of your life. Thank you, Tiffany. You can change any and every aspect of your life. It just starts with a simple decision. That's where it all comes from. And Tiffany was kind enough to grab my book because I wasn't going to get up to get it. So you see that. So, and you hear music in the background. Of course, I do not own the right to that music. However, you will have a freedom of listening to music freely when you decide to follow me. If you are an iPhone user, I'm station head. ID is fabulous. So that way it's a music genre setting and you will be pleasantly pleased. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started because it's 7:30.
Which is 1:30 here in the morning.
It's 1:30 a.m. for Sharon. And she's here in love and kindness, and she's just coming on, okay? So please show some love with some hearts, with some thumbs ups, with some emojis showing gratitude for Sharon to be up in wee hours of the morning to come in and share with us her story behind her music, how she got started in music, the X's, the Y's, and the Z's. Also, just a little bit, if you could please go ahead and share. Please share. And please share again. Share this live, because when I say it's a juicy, it's a juicy. And it may resonate with some things that she has to share about herself within you. So that's where I'm coming from with this. Welcome to the room, Shonda, Thelma, Natasha. Thank you so much. Sharon.
Yes, dear. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Can you hear Sharon? Everybody, please thumbs up if you can hear Sharon well. For those of you that's on Facebook, because you're going to get her voice. You're not going to physically see her. You're only going to see her if you're on Instagram. tvm.217. Could you guys hear her? Please let me know so we'll know.
Hello, guys. Hi.
Okay.
Hi, Veronica.
Thank you, Auntie. So you are well received on Facebook. So Sharon, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. It's a pleasure to have you here. And it's been nice to get to know you for the brief amount of time that we've had to do so. And I'm so thrilled that you are here to share with the Sparrows and me some stories about yourself. Welcome to the room, Terrell. It's all on you, dear heart. Please tell us about Sharon. Sharon, first thing,
Well,
give us a clip
my
of you,
okay.
and
All
then
right.
we can just delve in from there.
All right. Well, my name is Sharon Mckie, and I am of actually Jamaican and Cuban heritage. Well, actually, of course, African
Yes.
first.
Yes.
But my mother is from Cuba, and my father is Jamaican. And I was born in Brooklyn, New York, where there's a lot of Jamaicans.
Yes.
We're just a whole neighborhood of Jamaican people. So
Yes.
I grew up, that way. And I've always had a love for music, starting from the church. And my father was a singer, and we used to sing together in church.
Awesome.
So I started as a little girl with my daddy, and branched off into wanting to get into a little bit more singing. So well, first of all, I'm an only child. I had two brothers. They died.
Sorry to hear that.
They passed away. One passed away from sickle cell anemia. He was only 9 months old. And my other brother, well, unfortunately, was murdered.
Sorry to hear that.
He was shot, yeah. So I didn't get into that with you the other day, but
no.
yeah. A lot that I went through that I haven't said.
Right.
We'll find out tonight. So I started out with my music. I started to branch off singing with bands and at the age of 14.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I started doing it, it was something that I did that was very bad.
Yes.
My mom actually never even knows about it till this day.
And you're going to share it with us.
In a band. Very bad little girl. So what I did, and I'm sure you know about it.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
What I did, I looked in the Village Voice. This is a newspaper that's in New York, and they have different types of jobs, and they were looking for an 18-year-old singer, female singer for a band, and I was 14. So I called them up and I said, I would like to audition. And he says to me, are you 18 years old? I said, yeah. And I lied about it. Yes, I lied. That's how I got my first job as a singer. And he asked me to come out to Long Island to do an audition. And he said, do you have any tracks that I can listen to you sing? And I said, no, I'm going to sing a cappella, and I'm going to get the job. I'm going to get that job. Yeah, that's what I said. And I was very confident at that age to go out there. And I went out there and I sang Reunited. I don't know why, but I sang Reunited. Remember from Peaches and Herb?
Yes.
And I sang it a cappella. And he says, you don't have no tracks or nothing? I said, no. I'm going to sing a cappella and I'm going to get the job and you're going to love me. So you're going to love me. And he took me and I got the job at 14 years old.
Awesome.
And I never told him I was 14.
Oh,
I told him he thought all this time that I was 18 years old. I always looked older for my age anyway. So, so I sang. And I got the job. I had to tell my parents. That was the next thing. So
love it.
But they understood. Dad, he supported me. Mom was kind of iffy about it because my mom wanted me to go on to school and college and to be a lawyer or a doctor or like my mom.
The typical things.
Typical mama.
Yes.
But my father was very supportive and he pushed me and supported me and. I sang throughout New York. I used to be later on, in a few years later, I became a financial news reporter. I worked for Reuters. Reuters? Reuters? You ever heard of Reuters? It's a news service. It's very popular. This is how you get most of your news, is through Reuters. I used to work for Reuters.
Got it.
In Manhattan, and I sang at night. And I was just a singer. Just throughout, I sang at the Rainbow Room. I sang at Tavern on the Green.
Awesome.
I sang everywhere, so this was how it started out.
I love it.
So I've been singing since I was 14.
Didn't
get it the right way, but I got it. So.
You got it. And you're still doing it. So what was the connection? When did you know that you had such a love of music that it was just going to play out in your life regardless?
I mean, at 14? I always had a love for music, just sitting in my room, singing, closing the door and just singing and singing. And I used to sing in front of a mirror. I used to have short hair back then, with my little my little braids, and I would attach ribbons onto my braids and act like I had long hair, and take a carrot out of the refrigerator and use the carrot as a mic. And this is how I used to spend my days. Because I was an only child. I had nobody to talk to, so just myself.
So entertaining.
So I was my own best friend.
So entertaining. But you have to do those things. For those of you that are now just coming on Facebook, if you are a follower of mine on Instagram, you may want to go there in order to physically see Sharon. We were just unable to connect her on Facebook, so that's where I am right now. I'm live on Instagram. So if you have my handle is tvm.217, go there and you can partake. Otherwise, you will continue to hear the audio of Sharon. So thank you so much for coming into the room. It's fabulous that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here. And my deepest apologies when it comes to technical difficulties. It continues to happen. However, we're going to rectify this eventually. I'm going to have to, because there's several people that are going to be coming to us from overseas. It's been several over the weekend that I have been working with. Joy, Tiffany, I'm using Tiffany's iPad. So if you all would please just scoot over to Instagram, tvm.217, we'll be able to continue. Hello, Nisi, welcome to the room. Please continue, because I know it's so much I want to ask, but I will let you go ahead and lay the foundation first, and then we'll kind of bring it all back, because it's so much, it's impossible for us to get it all in without having you up extremely late. Later. It's already going on 2 a.m. your time.
Oh, I'm having a blast. I you know what? I really look forward to being here tonight. So it's really worth being here. I really feel great. I feel very, very, very happy to be with you tonight. So
thank you.
Don't worry about me. I'm all right.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, I just loved music. I used to sing with Dad. Mm-hmm. Dad used to sing through the house. Then my father used to have a voice like Nat King Cole.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
And we used to sing together. He used to play the accordion as well, my dad.
Yes.
I used to joke around with him and throw pennies at him, like I used to throw my pennies at him like he was like playing it out on the street and I'm giving him money, And he'd get mad at me, say, Sharon, with his Jamaican accent. But so I went on. I just continued singing and working. I worked very hard because I worked during the day from 9 to 5, and then at nighttime singing until sometimes 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's typical though. It was always late nights when it came to the music and the entertainment industry.
But I was very young, and my mother really didn't really appreciate it, me being so young, 14, 15 years old. And I remember I used to rehearse in Manhattan with the band. I used to be with the band. Okay. I found a band to work with me. In my junior high school, there was a talent show. And I was going to sing a cappella. I thought I could do everything a cappella, girl. But I was going to sing a cappella in the talent show. And I auditioned for the talent show. And a guy by the name of Sekou, he heard me. And he says, you know what? Listen, I have a band. He says, do you mind if I accommodate you with my band? We'll play music for you.
Nice.
You don't have to sing a cappella. And I said, fine. So once they played for me in the talent show, then I won the talent show with the band.
Yes.
And we went on, and that was my first band that I was ever with. And we played throughout New York, and eventually, I loved staying there, but I had a little bit of a problem where I had a half brother that came to live with us, and he was a little bit of a problem brother. We weren't very close.
Okay.
He wanted to get a little bit closer to me then.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a half brother, unfortunately, and things weren't that great. So my mom sent me away to Boston. I went to Massachusetts to go to school. Yeah.
Okay.
So I left from New York to Massachusetts.
Interesting.
And I stayed with some people. Mm-hmm. And actually, it was an old babysitter that always took care of me. She moved to Massachusetts, and I went to stay with them in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay. And I ended up going to a religious high school called South Lancaster Academy. It was a Seventh-day Adventist high school.
That's different for you. That's different.
Very, very different.
How did you feel? Nice. Like, it was nice, but it was an experience for you, like on the conscious level. How did you feel about that? That's a transition.
It was a major transition for me because my parents were always very religious. They were Pentecostals, which is a big difference from Pentecostal to Seventh-day Adventist. Yes. But you know what? It's so funny because, and I hate to say it, I know that some of my family members might be watching me, but back in the day when I was in church, I didn't really truly I knew I felt God inside of me. Yes. But I just couldn't do or feel the way that my friends felt. I just didn't understand. I couldn't connect with that. And I had a lot of friends that used to get into the Holy Spirit. I mean, the Pentecostal church. Right. There's nothing to mess with. They're really, really serious. Okay. And my best friends, they would get into the Holy Spirit, they're jumping up and down, and I just couldn't connect with that at the time, and I couldn't understand why back in the day. But I went on, and I went to this school, and Seventh-day Adventists are completely different. Wow. We're worshiping during a Saturday, But when I went to this school, I got into music as well. Mm-hmm. And we used to have a thing called music clinic. Okay. And they would take all of the best singers from all around. Yes. These little schools, these Seventh-day Adventist schools, were very popular. Actually, you might know who was from Seventh-day Adventist school. I know very well. It's Take Six.
Take Six?
I know them very.
Yes.
Take Six, yeah.
So you went to school with them?
Yeah, I went to, not in my school. It was another school, but I competed
against them.
Six.
Okay.
Yeah, in them, yeah. Because they were some of the best singers in their school. And they were in a Seventh-day Adventist school as well. So
very interesting.
So I used to see them as little kids. We went to school together. I'm like, wow, like deep to see these guys. I had a crush on them guys. Let me tell you.
Every female in the world had a crush on Take Six.
Girl,
it was at least 2 or 3 of them I had a hard crush on. It was serious. I wanted to marry him. Like,
please.
Take Six and can sing.
Yeah, Take Six. Yeah, oh, girl, I'll tell you. McBride, McKnight. Oh. So I used to I was in awe just listening to them. And it was an honor and a privilege to be with them at this place it was Music Clinic. To watch them sing. And I was one of the better singers at my school, so I represented my school. Nice. And I was just like, I couldn't go against them guys. I mean, come on, man,
But you did. You did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice. Nice experience. So that was the best part of being in this school. It was the music part of it, won awards and so I carried on with singing there. And after I graduated from that school, I ended up going to the college. They had a Seventh-day Adventist college that was around the corner. And I continued my singing. I wanted to branch out and not always do gospel music. I wanted to try and see if I could find some bands in Boston. And I did. I ended up finding some bands in Boston. And I ended up singing around Boston.
Nice. So Boston is that type of a town. I mean, it's fun. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Boston when I lived in New England. Maine, New Hampshire area.
Where did you live in New England? Where did you live? What part?
Maine. I was in Maine for a while and New Hampshire.
What?
Yeah, so I had to fly in and out of Boston, so it was nothing. It was maybe an hour out. Hi, Gwen. And hello, Keith. So, I loved New England.
Is that my cousin?
That is your cousin. You have the same last name.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Hello, Keith.
So, yeah.
That's great.
So, a lot of similarities in things. You know, it's just divine connections sometimes, Sparrows, and you don't really know why you meet somebody, but then you start having conversations and things start to unveiling. You know, like she's had brothers to pass away. So that's something in sync when it comes to when you're dealing with matters of the heart. Those are different things. And then she said she has a half brother, and that was something else that matters of the heart. So it's different things that take place in your lives all the time that sometimes shifts us, and we are not even mindful of when the shift takes place. But it's purpose in all of those things to direct us to get us where we are in the present. So that's where the consciousness comes from. And then it comes to writing music and understanding what music does for you and may not do for you is those types of things. So, yeah. And we unveiled quite a few of those things last night.
I've been through a lot in my life, you know, but I had a good life. I'm not going to ever complain. And I really had a great life. My parents were really there behind me and supporting me in what I did, you know.
Yes.
But my mother not being very supportive of the music.
Yes.
She really sacrificed a lot, letting me go out there and being with bands, you know, in New York of all places. I mean, I remember once I was with a band in New York, and I didn't come home until like really late. And I was 15 years old, and my mom really got upset with me. She was waiting for me. And behind the staircase, she was waiting for me. And I got a really bad, embarrassing spanking in front of the guy that I had to. There's a guy bringing me home. He was 27, and I was only 15.
How dare you, Sharon?
Mom didn't like that too much.
I don't like that either.
Nothing was going on.
It just doesn't look good, Sharon.
He looked like a babysitter, for goodness sakes.
Sharon.
No, my mom said the same thing too, girl. Let me tell you. She spanked me in front of all my friends. Oh, my goodness. I'll never forget that day. It was the most embarrassing day of my life.
Yeah, almost like mine right now. I'm having a summer here. But go ahead. So don't mind me, Sparrows.
All right. Well, as I went on, I sang in all through Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school. I should have graduated college. I had only one more year to graduate. But during college, I wanted to take a break, actually, because I just wanted to go out there and just adventure. Singing and singing in different clubs and making people happy, and so I didn't complete 1 year of college. I didn't totally complete it, and I regret that until this day. But
well, you know, it's never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
That's true.
You know.
So I went on, and I was very adventurous. I had a drive always with me. I've always had a drive to do things in my life. And after living in Massachusetts for a few years, I wanted to try something different. And so I drove by myself all the way to California.
Nice.
the dream of being in California, becoming famous.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I went to California, and I drove out there. It took me 5 days to drive, packed up all my things, and drove out there to try to see where I can get in California. Crazy me. So
it's
I became
adventure.
a waitress.
Yes, you have to live that. If you have a dream, that's what it's all about. And it's not even so much of a dream. It's something that you were born with. And you recognized it early on in life, and you were just following your wind. And it was leading you to all the places where you've been, including where you presently are. So when you look at it from that aspect, we all have a quest. We have a quest that we're all on.
When you to take that chance, you got to do it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing I do learn. I have learned to really follow my instincts, follow my heart,
Yes.
Yeah. So, after going to California, I didn't really like California too much. I'm not sure. Maybe it was the people. Maybe I found a lot of fakery. I don't know, back in the day.
Okay, that's understood.
Many years ago, and I sang in I had 2 jobs. I was a wedding dress seller. I used to sell to the stars. So I sell to Raquel Welch. $25,000 dresses.
Yes.
Dresses that were worth as much as a luxury car.
Right.
It was crazy.
That is something.
And I also sang as a waitress, a singing waitress. So at the Moonlight Tango Cafe, I used to sing there.
I love it. You had to start somewhere,
Yeah,
These are all steps.
Yeah.
They're steps.
I had a lot. I had a lot of experience. And
Absolutely.
What I find amazing is the drive that I had when I was so young. And as I got older, I started to lose it.
Yes.
It's strange how life experiences, you start to lose your drive and your fire for the things that you want out of life. And I look back now and I'm like, wow, would I do that now?
Would you?
But I got out here. I got out here with the same drive. I'm here.
It was all about location then. It was where you were. Yeah. Some places, it's always said grow where you're planted, but sometimes you have to, pull up stake and go someplace different to get a different result for something that you sincerely care about.
Yeah, and so I wanted to take that chance, and I took that chance at a young age. I really did, and I went out there. I enjoyed it for a time. I only worked in California for 3 years, and then I came back. I was an all over the place girl.
So you went back to New York?
And I went back to New York for a little while, not very long. Then I went to Florida. I went to Florida, and I sang in Florida as well. And when I went to Florida, it was fascinating because I met a very nice man by the name of Carlos Malcolm. And Carlos Malcolm was a man who worked for Bob Marley.
Interesting.
He was Bob Marley's manager, and he was also one of his writers. And he wrote Buffalo Soldier. He wrote the song Buffalo Soldier.
For Bob Marley.
Everybody knows Buffalo Soldier.
Everybody knows Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah. So he became my manager, and he was my manager just for a little time. And he heard about he heard about an audition that they were looking for a woman's group at a big showcase place, a big show like a Las Vegas type of show in all of all places, Spain. And it was so strange. I said to myself, well, I could try it. I mean, I am adventurous. Let's give it a go. So I went and I auditioned.
Yes.
And I auditioned and I got the gig. And we had 2 other women that auditioned with me.
Yes. And
they wanted a group by the name of sort of like the Supremes, but we were called the Pearlettes.
Pearlettes.
The Pearlettes. And the reason we were called the Pearlettes because here in Spain, in Mallorca, I'm in Mallorca on an island. Mm-hmm. Their thing is pearls.
I love pearls.
You can go, yeah. Oh, they're beautiful.
I'm not even wearing mine today. The one day you talk about them, I'm not wearing them. I wear them all the time. I love pearls.
Oh, they're beautiful. The pearls here are just absolutely gorgeous. And we were called the Pearlettes, I guess, to represent pearls.
The island, yes.
Yeah, because that's what they sold. They have so many stores here where they sell pearl necklaces and earrings, and that's their specialty.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I'll be requesting a pair.
So when you come,
yeah.
Okay,
I'll have to come over and.
But it was great, I even got I sang here as a pearlette, but then I also got into selling pearls, and I used to go on the big aircraft carriers, the American aircraft carriers were here. They used to come here and they used to we used to have used to come off the boat, the aircraft carrier, and come and just have a good time on the island and party and go to dancing and I mean that's what I did. This is what I did here on the island, was sing. So they'd come to the show, see the show, and the show that I did, I used to sing for 2,500 people a night, and I was terrified because it's one of the biggest audiences that I've ever had to deal with. So I was night. Every single night I used to sing. Yeah. So I started out with the girls, the Pearlettes, and after a year, he wanted to change, and I became a soloist. I did Tina Turner tributes and Whitney Houston tributes, and for these people every single night. It was a dinner show, so people would eat while we're singing.
I love that.
So it was great. It was a great experience for me, but I have to say that I was terrified when I first started. Terrified. All the lights and the glitter and and the people. It was just so overwhelming at first.
But you got exactly what you were looking for. You wanted that stardom. Yeah. You didn't find that in California. You didn't find that in Florida.
Not even in New York.
Not even in New York, right. So for you to have to go overseas to get what you were feeling that you wanted, and then to have a great number of 2,500 a night, that's a big deal, especially on a small island.
I know, right? And he got the boss of this place got the idea from the Moulin Rouge in Paris, because he used to go to the Moulin Rouge in Paris. Yes. That place is actually real. It's not just a song, So he used to get a lot of ideas from the Moulin Rouge. So he made this place that we sang at called Sonoma, sort of like a copy of the Moulin Rouge, with the women and the half-naked women with the feathers and the big feathered hats, and it was beautiful, the women. Women were beautiful, and magic acts and acrobats and all kinds of different things. And
that
singers,
really says
and
a lot.
The Drifters were there. I don't know if you guys are too young to know the Drifters.
The Drifters.
Yeah, the Drifters were there.
Yes, we know all about the Drifters. What else can you say about the Drifters? The Drifters were big in the U.S., and of course they toured overseas, as all artists do. The time comes in their career where they go overseas, and then you make the mark overseas, like you did as well. So it's a different type of an audience, and I know that to be fact by living there myself. So being in Italy, Greece, Spain, because I spent some time in Spain. I used to fly out of Spain, go to Spain. So I've been there quite a few times, and then it's a different life overseas.
Oh yeah.
When you make it there, you've made it.
Well, you know what? It was. It's still like experience. It's a challenging experience, and I love it here because I learned a lot about myself.
Yes.
That I couldn't have learned about myself over, back home.
Right.
I've learned so much about myself, and I learned to be strong. I had to really represent, actually, I'm American. I got to represent,
yes,
my American people. You know what I mean? I got to do
I get it. Yes, ma'am.
And I have to keep my head up from time to time and be proud of who I am.
Yes.
They don't give you, they give you a hard time here. It's not that easy.
It's not our world. It's not our world there. We're the immigrants. And that was what was most shocking for me, to go into another country where, we reign supreme in the U.S., being American. However, when you step foot on another soil, that's beautiful, it's fun. But when you are living there, when you go there for a period of time, and then you have to go to that immigration office, and an X amount of times a year, you have to fly back to the U.S. just to get your passport stamped in order to come back into the country. So that was every 6 months. They don't care if you go one toe over the line. Yeah, they don't care. You would be escorted out of there if you don't get your passport re-stamped every 6 months. I don't know about Spain, but...
Crazy. But you know what? Over here, they're not really too fond of Americans. So when I went to get my papers, they always gave me a hard time and gave me the runaround. And they would have fun giving me the runaround. They would have fun. Yeah. Girl, yes, you have to go over there. That office over there. And I go to that office and they'll say, no, you have to go over there. What you doing? I'm like, oh my gosh, please give me a break.
No.
I just want my papers,
No. It's nothing easy.
So it was so difficult, and it still is. I still struggle today with that. So, but but I still love it over here because it's very peaceful. It's very beautiful, especially in the summertime.
It is
really nice. Yeah,
it is.
And
I
mean, this is a resort island that I sing on, so it's really nice, quite nice.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me welcome the Sparrows. Quite a few Sparrows have come in on, Facebook. And thank you so much. And you notice you're only seeing me and you're hearing the kind voice of Sharon Mckie.
Hi.
She's saying hello to you. If you are following me on Instagram, that's where you should probably scoot over to. That way you can actually see Sharon. We've had some difficulties on Facebook. Therefore, that's why you can't see her, only hear her. So thank you so much for everyone coming into the room. I have not ignored you by any chance at all. It's just that I'm in between Facebook and Instagram, just still staying true and consistent to being on with Facebook. However, follow me on Instagram, tvm.217, tvm.217, and then you can catch Sharon live. So we just trying to stay on track here because she's 6 hours ahead of us, and it's 2:05 a.m.
Yeah.
there in Spain. So thank you again, and yes, it is eye-opening, Auntie. It is. So Sharon, it's so much more, and we can go for quite a bit of time. We've already discovered that.
I'll cut it short. I'll kind of like make a long story short.
Well, it's not that. It's about picking and choosing what to share. I mean, that's the gist of it all. Like how you got there, we know because, the writer for Bob Marley, discovered you, became your manager. Now you're in Spain. You're living the life, singing for 2,500 people every night on a small resort island. It's a beautiful thing. So you are representing the U.S., and it's a proud moment to know that, African-American, Jamaican-American woman, was able to do
Jamaican.
That. You're a Jamaican?
I'm a Jamaican, baby.
Miss Jamaican, and because it's important, and that's actually, it's a very big deal to be there and then decide to stay there because you have been there for 25 years.
Yeah, I've been there for a long time. And 25. One of the drifters had become my husband as well. I didn't mention that. I had married one of the drifters.
She married a drifter, guys.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting at the time. And we had 3 beautiful children together as well. So I have 2 girls and 1 boy from him.
Okay.
And it was a fascinating life because he sang as well. He sang as well in the show. And we were living a really good life. But things started to make a change. Everything has to change. So,
yes.
And I wouldn't say it's for the worse, to be honest with you. You guys make that decision when I tell you, but
we only get a portion of your face. We're only getting a little bit of your face, honey. What happened?
Well, me?
Yeah. Now I can see you.
Okay.
There. You were going away. But go ahead, please.
Yeah. No, I was trying to say,
how things are changing.
Things started to change a little bit. There's always a lot of politics when you work for places like this, you know.
Yes.
Even the place that I worked at, they were very strict. He was very, very strict. And when it comes to keeping your weight down, you have to really keep your weight down. He doesn't like fat people working in his show. The dancers had to be very, very careful with gaining any weight. If they gained too much weight, they would be fired. He was very strict when it came to these things. And I'm sorry, but Mama got bod. I got a body, and I got a sister's bum, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And he just couldn't handle that. He was like, why do you have this big, they don't understand us sisters.
The curvaceousness of a sister.
He couldn't understand it. And he tried to get me in so many ways of losing weight. I mean, he was even going to pay for liposuction for me.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how much he wanted me to lose weight. And I just went through a lot. And I think he quite fancied me a bit. I have to say that he did, yes. He kind of fancied me after a while. And when I got together with my husband, he didn't quite like that too much. So, and my mom used to tell me, don't say nothing that you're married. Don't tell anybody that you're married because you will lose your job. I should have listened to Mama.
That was a big deal back then.
Yeah, that was a big deal back then. You're in a foreign country. He brought me here to this foreign country, and then he fires me because I decide to live my life. I'm an adult. I should be able to live my life the way I please. But no, he didn't agree with that. And he ended up firing me. So.
Interesting.
And I thought it was devastating at the time. But no, actually it turned out to be a lot of bad things that happen in your life. Devastating things that happen in your life.
Right.
Kind of creates the type of person that you are today. It made me what I am today.
Exactly.
And back then I didn't understand, but now I get it. I get it.
Everything aligns.
Yeah, everything aligns, right?
Yes.
And you don't know it when it's happening to you.
Yes.
You don't know when it's happening to you, but once you sit back after a few years, I always kept saying to myself, and this too shall pass, right?
This too shall pass every time.
This too shall pass,
you just don't know when it's going to pass, but it does. It's inevitable not to.
And so, I worked there a good 10 years. Quite a bit of time, And he did my papers for me. I didn't have to do my papers. He did my papers, and it's after he fired me, it was when I had to do my own papers, and that was rough.
That was awakening.
That was an awakening for me, yeah. More than an awakening. That's why I think my ex is not here anymore. We're not married anymore. Now we're separated.
Yes.
Well, we're just separated. We're still married, but I'm separated from him now.
Yes.
About 5 years now. But he was so frustrated on the island as well when it came to papers, and it was rough trying to get our papers together, get our lives together.
Yes.
And so then I branched off. He eventually left. And at the time, this was my transition in my life. This is when things really started to change for me. This is when it started to happen.
The juice.
Because we started to have problems.
Yes.
And I had my children here, and we had gotten fired from that job, which I was making very good money. And it wasn't that easy to just, like, if you're in the States, if you get fired from a job, to find another job like that. It's not easy.
Right.
It was very difficult. And the money started to go down, and we became a little bit distant, and then I had like sick parents over in Georgia. My parents, they lived in Georgia.
Yes.
And they became sick. My mom came down with breast cancer. My father was on his, what you call it? On his, not, I wouldn't say deathbed, but he was bedridden. For 10 years. Yeah. And it was hard. That was a hard life for me because I'm the only child. And I wanted to take care of my parents, some way of taking care of them. Right. While doing what I loved as well. So I was torn between that. I was really torn between that. So eventually, in like 2015, my father was on his deathbed, and I went to see him. I didn't know I was going to say goodbye, but talking with him through Skype, I don't know. I saw the face of death. I saw that face that death was coming his way very soon, and I knew I needed to be with him. So I took the kids, and we went to visit him. And that was the time. That was the biggest transition in my life because I didn't have really. Only I had my friends, my kids to support me. Yes. When my father was going through that, because my husband was nowhere to be seen. I didn't see him. And I had to really just tough it out by myself. You know, my mom needed the support. I had no other brothers and sisters. Right. And that was my transition, was when I was going through that tough, difficult time with my husband. At the same time, my father was dying. And I went there to see him. And when he passed, I held his hand and I saw him. I saw his spirit leave his body. It was the most, I know it sounds strange, but it was the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. Yes. I connected with that. And after watching him leave his body, that shell, I knew that he wasn't there anymore. And I saw like a big flashing light on the ceiling. And I knew that my father had left. And he had his brothers and sisters come for him as well. Because my son is very clairvoyant. Yeah. And he used to see spirits. And he saw my uncle and aunt coming to take him home, take my father home. My son saw that, actually saw that. And it was true, because I saw it as well. I saw that as well.
That is amazing.
And this was the transition in my life. For me, that changed my life completely. Wow. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's very emotional, too.
It was very emotional. But I felt happy for him. I can't explain it. I felt happy for him because I knew he wasn't in any more pain and no more suffering.
10 years bedridden, that's intense.
Yeah, that's intense. It was like really... And he started to get dementia. So he started, sometimes people with dementia becomes violent. Yes. And he used to get like really violent and used to be very, very rough on my mother. He used to not hit her, but just talk certain ways. I know that it wasn't him. It's not his way of talking to my mom, but that's what happened. And he left. And I know that he was okay. And I know this might sound strange, but the same day that he died, he used to have this shaving cream that I used to shave him with. And I used to love the smell of the shaving cream. And I shaved him before he died. And I remember the kids saying, "Mommy, oh, that shaving cream smells so good." And I said, "It smells so wonderful. I just love it. It just reminds me of my dad." So that same day that he died, I had a friend that came by to take us out of the house to get some air, my children and I. Yes. There was a sunroof. There was a sunroof in the car. And we just came back from 7-Eleven, got a slushie and a couple of coffees. And I remember sitting at that stoplight. Wow. And all of a sudden, this gush of wind, it was a beautiful day. It was beautiful. Blue skies. No wind or nothing. All of a sudden, this big gush of air just came. And went through the sunroof, and it went through all of us. And all we smelled was shaving cream.
Oh, he came by to visit.
He came out. He came back to visit. Just to let me know.
I'm okay. Oh, my goodness.
My kids are my witness, and they said, Mom, it's grand.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. You guys are not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. Sharon just got booted off. And right in the middle of this, and I'm going to see if I can get her back on. I can't see. This is what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying, Sparrows? Right in the middle of things. It's one thing to have lives. It's one thing to have all of this stuff. But it cuts off in the middle. And what do? That happened with you also, Victoria, with your father. Auntie, you're saying you went through that with Grandma. Yes, it was meant to be there that night. Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Hopefully, we can get Sharon back on. And she's right in the middle of telling the story. It's 2:20 a.m. her time. And then Instagram decides to drop out. This is the problem. This is my irritation. I'm asking each and every sparrow in the room right now, those that will be watching the replay later as well, please pray for me. Please pray for me in all of these lives. I know it's purpose for every single one that that is aired, no matter what the platform has been aired on. The engagement of people. And thank you, Veronica. Peace be still. I'm really doing my very best. And that's what my bracelet says. Be still and know that I am God. That's what it says. That's why I wear it so much, because it's a reminder that, you know, the enemy comes in all shapes, sizes, and forms. I promise you, chameleon, all of that. However, the message that she has is for purpose. It's for somebody out there somewhere. That's the whole reason I coach. So I can connect with people to share their stories. However, when I try to bring them to you, I'm not even going to say try. Let me retract. When I bring them to you, it's always some form of a discrepancy. Something happens technically that hinders us from getting all of the juicy in these conversations. You know, she is amazing. I'm going to make an attempt to get her back on. And you guys, stay where you are. I'm going to see if I can get her back on. And then invite her back in again. It's so interesting. Oh, I'm counting right now. I'm counting. Holy mercy, Jesus. We're going to see what happens. I'm making attempts. I'm doing it. I've sent it to her. Hopefully she can get it. She's joined back in. Okay. I want to see if I can get her back in. Send up the prayers. Send them up. Send them up. Keep sending them. It says connecting. Goodness gracious. Accept what God allows. It was your time to speak. She'll be back. Thank you, Auntie. You're always my saving grace. You always know what to say and when. Oh. It's something better. I just need to discover it. I'm so in prayer about it, because the people that I continue to meet have such stories that you won't believe unless you hear them. I'm privileged to hear these stories all the time in my sessions. And when that happens, it's beautiful. Not just for me, it's beautiful for them as well. Hi, Sharon. I see you're in the room, and I've sent you an invitation to come back in. Hopefully, you can come back in. Oh my gosh. Yes, my goodness. See if you can send it to me, Sharon. See if you can send another invitation to me. If you send it to me, it's possible. You know? Send it to me, and then I'll answer that. Oh. Thank you, Auntie. It's doing what it did yesterday. Sharon and I have been communicating for like 2.5 days between all of this. So what I'm going to do, because it's more than, my mama always said, it's more than one way to skin a cat. And I have just figured out how I'm going to skin it. Sharon, you go ahead and you stay on Instagram. You can send that. But I believe in old school situations. I believe in the phone. Don't think for 1 minute I'm dialing directly to Spain. I'm not. What I am doing is going into Messenger. I'm a very smart girl. I'm very smart. See how smart I am? This is how smart I am.
Look at that, two of you.
I don't play that because we can't be in the middle of a conversation and then it get dropped right in the middle.
Like that. Did you get dropped too?
We both got dropped on Instagram.
Oh, that was
so
just me.
No, it wasn't just you. Yes. However, you are back, and I'm just trying to make sure that it's not so bright with the light to where everybody can see you. Is that too bright in Facebook world, Sparrows? Can you see Sharon well? Nate Taylor, welcome to the room. Can you see her? Can you hear her? Oh, yes, I'm very conventional. Yes, they can hear you.
Back up, girl. You backed it up.
I don't play these types of games. You know, it's.
I can understand.
I'm just going to make sure they can hear you. I've turned the volume all the way up, and I'm getting confirmation that they can hear you and see you. So let's please continue this. Let's continue.
Okay. I'm going to cut it short a little bit. So
yes.
It lasted so long. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for it being so long, but this is my life. And I have to start off from where I start off from to kind of get into the story. But
it's okay. Why are you apologizing? It's no reason to apologize. You can talk until your heart's content. That's what it's about. Sharing your story because somebody somewhere needs to hear it. That's why it kind of rests on my heart, and it aligned that you and I meet. So do what you want.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. That is true. We were supposed to meet.
There's
a reason why we met.
It's a reason.
We haven't really known each other very long, but I just felt so attached to you and connected with you, you know? And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that, yeah.
Same here.
So, okay, where was I? I was talking about...
Your father transitioned, and your son saw when your uncle and aunt...
The transformation of my life was when that happened to me.
Yes.
Because not only was my mom sick, my father transitions, my husband leaves at the time. I was so stressed out, worried about my mother, and leaving her back in Georgia and coming back to Spain at the time. I was so stressed out. And I became sick also with cancer. I had, yeah.
Wow.
One day I just felt really draggy and depressed. And I mean, I look back at my pictures when I had this happen to me. I look at myself and I look like a completely different person. I really look like a completely different person. I was a different person, you know?
Yes.
I was down and I was really out. And when all of these things happened to me, it's like God has blessed me with a daughter that was just there for me. She came to me. She was into mindfulness meditation.
Yes.
She was into, I don't even know how she got there. I never taught her that. I didn't know anything about it. And she said to me, Mom, she said, why are you so devastated? She says, this is going to pass. And I said, I don't know. Look what's happened. Your father left. You know, my grandpa, you know, was their heart. Grandpa died.
Yes.
I was like stressed out, worrying about my mother. She's all the way over in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm here struggling, trying to make ends meet, trying to feed my kids.
Right.
And she says, Mommy, there's a way of letting that go. She says, let me show you how to meditate. And I said, girl, I don't know nothing about no meditation.
That's what most people say.
In the church, you know what I mean? People in the church don't want to hear about no meditation.
It's beautiful.
You know? And,
yes.
You know, and it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing. And if everybody could embrace meditating, it would change their lives. But nobody has a clue, you know. A lot of people are waking up now to it. But back in the day, I mean, I didn't even have a clue. I had no idea.
Yes.
And she took me into her room and she showed me how to meditate. And she gave me, and she's also into stones. She always collected crystals.
Yes.
Always collected crystals.
Yes. It's power in crystals. It's energy.
It's energy. And I didn't understand that at the time. I just thought it was a rock collection. I said, well, they're pretty rocks. But I just thought it was a rock collection, you know. And I had, like, aunties buy it for her. And I bought it for her, but I didn't know what they meant. Yes. She gave me my first amethyst, my first crystal.
Yes.
And we sat down and we meditated with this crystal in my hand. Mm-hmm. And from that moment on, I was completely transformed. My whole life changed. And after that is when I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Wow.
And I remember, because she helped me and she transformed me, helped me become in touch with myself. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was devastated, but I wasn't devastated for long.
Right. Why?
You know, because what she taught me, what I learned through meditation, is what got me through this cancer diagnosis. Okay, the first day when the doctor told me that I had breast cancer, I sat there with a friend of mine. I just cried my eyes out in the lobby. I said, my gosh, what am I going to do? My mind was talking to me, telling me all these things. And I understand now when they say that your mind could be your worst enemy.
Absolutely.
I understand that now.
It's a nagger.
My mind was racing, girl. I tell you, my mind was gone. And at first, the first day, I just cried. I was devastated. And I'm saying to my mind, saying to myself, see, look at that. You know, one parent is gone from the kids. Now you're going to be leaving. You're going to be leaving your kids soon. You know, what are you going to do now? And
conversation.
Listening to that mind, that ego, you know, talking to me.
Right.
And that night, something came to me. It's like, because she taught me how to meditate and I learned how to quiet my mind. Because that's what you do when you meditate.
Yes.
You quiet your mind.
Yes.
You quiet your mind from that chitter-chatter, that negative talk, you know?
Indeed.
And I heard this little voice, spirit, talk to me and said, come on, Sharon, suck it up. come on, this too shall pass.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
And you can get over this. You can get over this. So I said, you know what? I am not going to leave these kids. At least not now. Yeah, we all got to leave sometime, but I'm not leaving these kids.
Not
now.
Today. That's a not today kind of a statement.
Shoot, girl.
That's a ain't nobody got time kind of statement.
Ain't nobody got time for this.
Yeah.
So I took myself off the ground, dusted myself off, and I said, let's do this.
Yes.
And what I did to get over this cancer, unfortunately, I took chemotherapy for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But my spirit kept talking to me and saying, you know what, girl? If you don't stop taking this chemotherapy, you're not going to be around next year.
Exactly.
This is what spirit told me.
Yes.
Because the chemotherapy was making me sick.
And in essence, that was the mind giving off a fair warning. The mind was telling you that. You know, you have to listen to the spirit, which is alignment of the heart.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The heart speaks.
It really does speak to you. I can hear these little voices, and I don't call me crazy or nothing, but I mean, it's voices.
That's not crazy.
It's like coming from my higher self. It's coming from the spirit. It's amazing, and I always listen to that voice, and I follow whatever that voice tells me to do.
Wow.
Yeah. Always tell me, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
You'd always know. So what is your status right now? When you were saying that you stopped the chemotherapy?
I stopped, one day, Spirit said, stop the chemotherapy now, and I stopped it. And I made it my duty to go and tell the doctor that I was going to stop the chemotherapy, that I'm not taking it anymore. And the doctor kept saying to me, if you don't take the chemotherapy and radiation, then you will be dead by next year because your cancer is aggressive.
Yes.
I said, I'm not taking it anymore. And I meditated on it. And it's strange because I don't know if other people, I know that a lot of people see secret numbers.
Yes.
I see angel numbers all the time. I always see 111,
11.
11. I see a lot.
Yeah.
11, 444.
Yeah.
222.
Yeah.
These are my number. 333 is my number, girl.
Yeah.
333 is, I have to tell you a story about that later, but.
Yeah, I'm a 217. 217 is big for me.
217?
217.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see these numbers all the time, and normally it's when I'm having an issue where I'm trying to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And when I make that decision, then I'll see the number, especially 1111.
It's confirmation.
It's confirmation, exactly. Yeah. So what happened with me is when I went to go and see the doctor, I was kind of like, oh gosh. I was kind of nervous about deciding on not taking the chemotherapy anymore.
Yes.
But I was sure that it was my calling not to take it anymore. Because I felt, Spirit told me, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to help you heal yourself.
Yes.
So you don't need no chemotherapy. So I was a little bit nervous. And I remember waiting in the doctor's office. I made the appointment with the doctor to tell her that I'm not taking it anymore. And I remember being so nervous, trying to decide whether I'm doing the right thing. Am I doing the right thing? Is this a death sentence for me? What am I doing,
Right.
And I remember walking into the office and saying to myself, am I doing the right thing? Looking down at my watch, and it was 11.
Get out of town.
It was 11. I said, you know what? That was God telling me, girl, is the right decision.
Obedience.
Go in there and that gave me the confidence.
Yes.
To do what I had to do. And I had a fight with that doctor. I tell you, I had a fight. She did not, she's telling me that I was going to die. Yeah, she told me that I was going to die. She told me, you're going to die if you don't take the chemotherapy or the radiation.
Okay, tell me this. How long has it been since you made that decision?
And that was going on 4 years ago.
And what is your current status?
I am cancer-free.
Hallelujah. Look at that.
Yes, girl.
By every stripe, you are healed. And anybody who believes that and listen to your spirit, then you know, if you're obedient, our bodies are self-healing. We don't need doctors. We don't need chemotherapy. Sometimes it works for you, but it's all about how well and you are aligned with your higher self, which is Christ, God, your higher self, whatever you believe.
That's right.
The scriptures do not lie. They don't. They don't.
Well, it's in the Bible. You know, it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible that say that ask and you will be given. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things in the Bible that people interpret the wrong way. But this is what it's talking about. Self-healing, you know?
Yes.
You can do anything. You can manifest anything that you want to.
True.
It's up to you.
I believe it.
It's your alignment.
Yes.
So the way I healed myself is by when I meditated, I imagined a white light coming inside of my crown, the crown of my head.
Yes,
and
your
going
chakra.
Through my body.
Mm-hmm.
And zapping all those nasty cancer cells, killing every one of them. And this is what I did every morning before I got out of bed.
Yes, you've got an amen corner. I'm going to tell you, you have an amen corner going on Facebook Live.
Oh, really?
Yes, you have amen corner, absolutely, but God's. You've got all of that. And, you know, it's so much that you're saying that's speaking to somebody else for whatever they could be going through right now. That's why it was so imperative for you to finish this story. I said, I'll be doggone. Not today. Not today. We've been working on this for 2 days. I think not.
Oh, never.
Not today.
No.
Yes. Keep going, dear heart. I just want to make sure you knew that you got the devil is a lie. He is. He's a whole liar. Mm-mm.
So afterwards, I kept going for revisions, and the doctor said to me, "How are you doing this?" I said, "Doing what?" She kept checking, and she noticed that the tumor just kept getting smaller and smaller without chemotherapy, and she didn't understand it. She said, "No, come on, you got to tell me your secret." I said, "Well, I healed myself. I have a higher power that's there for me, that got my back.
Yes.
And I had to do this for myself.
Yes.
And I'm glad that I did it, because the chemotherapy would have killed me eventually. That's what it would have killed me. I mean, it really ripped me. I looked so horrible. I was so bloated, and I couldn't even walk. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't eat. But I was bloated. I was still like really, really heavy. And I was going through menopause at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And pre-menopause. And I was just miserable. Wow. I had nobody to support me. You know, when you have that, I remember looking in the office, waiting for my appointments and seeing husbands with their wives, supporting their wives.
Right.
I was like, wow, I'm all by myself, man. I can't believe that I'm going through this by myself.
But you were not by yourself. That's right.
No,
you were not.
You
were not.
I was not by myself.
Right.
So, yeah, eventually it went away, because I did this ritual every morning, meditated, imagined that white light at night before I went to bed.
Yes.
I did the same thing. I listened to a lot of videos on YouTube.
Right.
About healing, like videos of meditation, not guided meditations, but meditation music.
Yes.
On specific things about healing, or maybe about confidence, or positive energy.
Right.
So, but I always listened to healing. I laughed a lot. I watched a lot of movies.
Comedies and stuff.
My laughter, comedy.
Yeah.
And I also, which is my second job, another woman invited me into this job. This is a job that she was doing, something that she was taking, and she had also went through a problem with herself. She told me about her story. She had a story where she was in a coma for 6 months.
Wow.
And and she had a son, a young son, that she had to take care of. She was a single mom as well, she told me. And after she got out of the coma, somebody introduced her to a product that is 5,000 years old. They used it in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
The West Indian people use it.
Yes.
A lot of people use this. We all use this product.
Yes.
And there was a product that I always thought that it was only for your skin, that it was a lotion that you wipe on your skin. I didn't know you can drink this product.
Yes.
And it's aloe vera gel.
Amen.
And that's what changed my life. It took away all of that built up water retention that I had. And I just slimmed down. I started to drink it. She introduced it to me. I didn't believe it would help. My skin is so soft. It changed my skin from gray to back to my color, because this is my normal color, but my skin was gray. No lie, it was terrible.
I can believe it.
It was horrid. I wish I had a picture to show you how I looked in the past.
It's a beautiful thing. You know, you have to look at it for what it is. Aloe vera juice is the #1 healer in the world. And most people don't realize that. They don't realize it. It's the one thing that you can take consecutively every single day and heal everything that's wrong with your body. It's that easy. Between that and water, people don't understand. God don't put us here to suffer. Our body heals itself if you give it what it needs.
Exactly. And it was the best thing that I have ever taken, because I was going through menopause. And you know how us women, when we have menopause, well, I don't know if you know about it because you're so slim and nice. You're so slim. But
it's a reason behind that.
Are you going through menopause? No, you're not going.
Honey, you see me fanning. Do you see this?
I was looking at it. That's why I had to ask you. I didn't mean to be impolite, but I saw you fanning.
It happens.
Interesting.
It happens. And it's something behind that. It's a program created, not by me, but by, again, higher power. A transition that I went through in the past year and created and put into a program. That's why I have not gained any weight. I haven't gained anything. Actually, I lost 25 pounds over 2018, not trying. I tried to gain, not lose. But it's something else. That's another day. I'll tell you about BUB Fabulous 365. Yeah, it's a program. Yes. And aloe vera is a part of that. Tons of water is a part of that program. So it's the simple things in life you will be amazed that can shift what you look like, your attitude, how you feel, how you sleep, your skin, your hair, your attitude. And it's the simple things. Everything. It's a full body transformation in 12 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me. I just completely changed. It elevates my mood. I guess because of so much vitamin C that's in the aloe vera gel. Vitamin B, it has all the vitamin Bs. Vitamin E, it has all the vitamins, amino acids that you need.
Every nutrient. Every single nutrient is in there.
It's amazing. It's completely transformed my body, and it brought me back to a place where better than where I was ever before. I've never been. I've never felt this good in my life, or even looked this good in my life.
Isn't it great?
That's wonderful. And it's the menopause. It took away all of my symptoms of menopause. Yeah. Because I used to go through the hot flashes but when I started to drink it, just completely took away all my symptoms. And the woman that introduced me to it, she started taking it in 2007. And she said she never had anything with menopause. She didn't even know when she was going through it because of this aloe vera gel. She's been programming and kind of like, getting her body conditioned.
Yes.
By drinking so much of it throughout the years that she'd never felt it. And she's completely a different woman today as well.
That's what's so amazing. I love that.
So I really thank God that I found out about this aloe vera. I didn't even know. I really am, and I try to share it with so many other women, because
they don't
a lot
listen.
of women are struggling with weight gain.
Yeah.
Especially at our age, they struggle with weight gain and don't know how to get rid of it, especially during menopause. I never thought anything could help me, and this really brought down my weight.
Yes, you're not that big anymore. Well, you're about my size, maybe a little bit bigger. You're not much bigger than I am.
Well, I got hips. I got a lot
You
of
got
hips.
plenty. Okay, yes.
I could always hide it. Nobody knows it's there. Okay. That's why you always see my face.
Oh my gosh.
No, but it's all good. It's all good.
It really is.
It's helped me a lot, and I use it. I still sing. I sing at a lot of resorts.
Yes.
And I have a band as well. My band is called Indigo. It's an Indigo project.
Okay.
The Indigo project, yeah. So, and I named that band after my daughter because her nickname is Indigo. Okay. Because she is an indigo child. She's an indigo child.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I mean, to know all of these things, she helped me get through this. How does she know that? That was definitely brought to her from the divine, wasn't it?
It is. It's all conscious. It's consciousness and knowing and understanding, listening to what your body and your mind has been led to. But it's a decision. I can't say it enough. You decide to follow suit, whether if you adhere to what you're being led to. That voice that says to do this, and then you choose not to do that. And then you get a different result. However, when you listen, then you get a result that is completely unexpected. And then it's something that causes you to speak and sing the high praises of you know who. It's God. I mean, at the end of the day, consciousness is your spirit alignment.
Yeah.
A part of the Trinity. Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt it. I really did. I felt it, especially, I remember sitting down, with you yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking, and I just kept hearing this buzzing sound. And I have heard from other people that when you're truly connected and completely aligned, you start to hear like a vibration.
Yes.
Maybe it's like a vibration going through your body. But as I was sitting there talking with you, I just felt so good. Felt really, really, really good. And I started hearing this buzzing vibration in my ear, and I said, wow. It's actually happening to me right now as I'm talking to Val.
Yeah.
It started to happen to me.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I feel complete. I'm so happy that I found you, as a friend, and that you brought me on today. Really am. And so the story continues. I am still doing my singing. I'm writing now. I'm also writing about my experience.
Yes.
And I'm also looking into writing a book. I would like to get into writing a book.
You need to do it. It's all about the memoirs. Like everything you shared and so much that you didn't share that was actually between us. It has to be written. You don't have a choice. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's right.
I did not have a choice.
I have to write about I got to write about my story. I have to.
Yeah.
It'll help somebody out there. It may
That's
not help
why.
everybody, but somebody's going through what I'm going through. And
right.
I'm sure that I hope that I can help somebody today. I really do.
You have. So, trust me, you have. You will hear about it. Whether if it's a response in comments, whether if it's someone sending you a friend request with a thank you, you'll know. Trust me, you will know. And that's the very point of doing what I do. And that's all because of obedience. I would never choose to do this on my own. I would not. However, I'm doing it. I'm doing it and loving every second of it because I know it's all about helping somebody else. It's all about touching that one person who does not have a voice. That's why I put in, the title tonight for consciousness and lyrical voice because it's so much that comes, and I feel like I have to speak on behalf of other people sometimes. And by me connecting with you and bringing you on, that's answering a voice. That's answering a call for somebody else who needed to hear that, what you had to say. So.
Yeah, well, I really do appreciate that, because that's my motto. I really would love to help people. This is what I want to do. I'm trying to, and I'm still working on trying to find the exact.
Are you trying? Are you trying? Excuse me. Are you trying?
I am.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to learn how to say I am. See, I'm still learning.
Because everything you put after.
Until you close your eyes.
Exactly.
You're still learning. So I have a long way to go, baby.
Well, we all do. We all do. But it's about supporting each other along the way and making sure that we speak only confidence, only in knowing. We have to know it beyond our knowing. And everything that follows I am is so powerful, because that's what you're projecting over your future. Your present moving forward. So I am is always doing my best. I am working toward this, or I am doing this. So it's that type of thing.
Yeah.
So.
And I am learning. I've been learning this now really strongly for the last 3 to 4 years. This is where my transition, is really breaking through. I really felt as though I had a breakthrough yesterday, though. It was a big deal for me yesterday. I felt like I had a great breakthrough, and I felt so good all day. Yeah. I was smiling from ear to ear. I felt the emotion of this breakthrough. I really felt it.
Yes.
And I can't explain it. I can't really put my finger on how I would explain the feeling, but I just felt so happy, like I was on cloud 9 all day.
Yeah.
After talking to you,
That's because we talked about so many things that you had never shared before. And so when you talk about these things, you give it life to heal. You give it life and freedom to go in different directions, to do what it's supposed to do. You had to admit to it, and you spoke it out loud so you could hear it.
So that's what I'm doing. And now I'm in the process also of trying to manifest. Well, I am manifesting.
Thank you.
I am manifesting.
Thank you.
Manifesting, maybe, you never know, new love in my life. Who knows? Maybe that'll come one day. You never know.
Close the door. Close the door on the other one.
You never know.
Close the door on the other one.
I'm looking for love, but I'm looking for a companion, somebody I can talk to,
Yes.
It gets kind of lonely here in Spain by yourself.
It's too beautiful to be alone. No. It's a beautiful island. You're in the perfect place to meet people. You're singing to 2,500 people a day. It's not even feasible for you not to meet somebody marvelous. However, you have to close the door on that past situation.
Yeah, I know that.
That has to go by.
This will happen. This will happen. This will.
Okay. All right, Sparrow.
Not looking for anybody special right now. Just want somebody as a companion, just to talk to. It's nice. So, okay. Yes, just to let that be known.
I hear you. I won't comment.
My foot in my mouth.
No, that's an off air.
Okay.
This is an off air.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, man.
But it's been such a delight. It's been a delight having you on.
Thank you for inviting me. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do.
You are so welcome.
I like to tell people my story. And I hope I really helped somebody out there today. I really do. I hope I touched somebody's heart with my story.
I'm believing you have.
Listen out for my book and listen out for the things that are in my future. And I want to hear some things of people that have listened to this that I touched. I want to know who has been touched by this story.
Yes.
And if I, that would be $1 million to me to know that I've helped somebody tonight.
Okay. Well, tell them how they can reach you.
Okay. Well, my email. Well, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. Facebook, I am Sharon my name is Sharon Angelina Mckie. You can find me on Facebook, and on Instagram is Hashalaya. Hashalaya is the name of my the three first letters of my children's names. So my first daughter, her name is Hashana. My son's name is Ale, and my youngest daughter is Ayana. So I put the three letters together and made a name called Hashalaya.
I love it.
So it's Hashalaya 3 on Instagram.
Okay.
So you can catch me there. And if you're interested in ordering some gel, I'm also open for that as well. I work for a company that is from America, actually. It's called foreverliving.com.
Okay.
It's Forever Living. And I order aloe vera gel for everybody all around the world, actually. It's in 166 different countries. And, yeah. So I help women all around the world and men as well.
Yes.
I do. So if you're ever interested, give me a call. I'm here to help you in any way that I can.
That's beautiful. Now, I know you said it verbally. Whenever you have a moment, because I'm sure it's going to be some comments on both Instagram as well as Facebook. If you can go in and in the comments, write your information in so they can have it in print to contact you. Because I'm sure it's going to be some comments from that. And I promise you, I can vouch for aloe vera gel. If you don't know, now you know. It's impossible for you not to know that I'm an herb girl. I've been on the herbal side all of my life, pretty much, thanks to my mom. But, you know, as an adult, I've been into herbalism for a very long time. Very long time. A lot of people ask the question, how do you look like this? Or, you know, why are you not sick? X, Y, and Z. It's because I do things that are not chemically enforced. If it's not from the ground, if it's not from nature, I don't want it. I'm not doing it. You can forget about it. I expect to live.
Your skin is so clear and beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like glowing, to be honest with you. You do glow. And I said, what is this woman taking? And how does she look so slim? You're so petite and slim and beautiful. You're really, and a beautiful
Thank you.
smile to go along with it.
I'm going to blush.
Really,
well,
so what is she using?
It's living the conscious lifestyle. It's not about being conscious of what I eat. It's not just that. It's how I treat people, how I love on people from my heart, to make it a point to find the light in everybody. They can be the meanest person in the world, but I look for the good in everybody. It's always been that. And if I can't find it, I'm going to spark it in you, one way or the other. It's like personal preference. I'm going to do that. So, in all honesty, it is. Yeah. It is. I love to help people. I love to be there for you. And it's just choosing the conscious lifestyle. And if I could ever live the closest like God, like I told you yesterday, the closest I can be like Jesus is living within those 9 fruits. Galatians 5:22-23. I live by those 9 fruits. That's it. And when I do that, then that's me living in freedom every day to help other people. So that's what you see. That glow, it's not just me. It's just me doing what God say do and living that conscious lifestyle. That's what you see. That's it.
It's a beautiful thing, really. I know something was special about you when I first met you. Really.
Well, thank you.
It just made me smile. It's very nice to meet you and to meet your sparrows.
It's the sparrows. And you're a sparrow, too.
I love that. Yes, I am.
You are a sparrow, too. Because, you know, once we have that, it's about the attitude. The sparrows depend on God for everything. And if we depend on Him for everything, then we will have everything.
That's right.
That's
I
it.
love that.
That's it.
Great concept. I love that so much.
Yeah.
That really touches me. But I'm very happy that I was here tonight. I really needed that, actually. It was very healing to me, you know, just to be able to tell my story. I don't get to do that too often. So I thank you for letting me talk to your sparrows.
Great. Thank you for being here. I'm just as honored to have you and for us crossing paths. It's for purpose, and it's just by conversation in the past couple of days. you know, we know that it's more to come from this engagement and this connection. So we'll take it and run with it.
And where should I write the information? In your Instagram or in your Instagram? I should write it in your Facebook.
Exactly, because it's going to save to you also, and you'll have that. And then once it pops up, then you can go in and respond to the Sparrows. You can go in and write whatever you want in there. Okay. And if you need help, just let me know, and I'll walk you through that. So that's it, my darling. I thank you so much.
Great. That was fun. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What time is it?
It's 3 a.m. your time. It's 3:03.
It's 3:03. Look at that. Angel number.
Angel number 3:03. See?
Wow. Amazing.
That's how you roll.
You know what? I don't even feel tired, so it's all good. Believe me, it's all good, girl. It's all good.
It was all juicy. I told you it would be a juicy conversation.
Yeah, I feel like I just took a nice dip in the pool somewhere. I'm sure you did too, because you were like fanning.
Yes, I had to fan. I get all upset. Well, not literally upset. It's just I just prefer things to go smoother with these technical difficulties, and that's it. That's it.
It's a shame because they changed a lot on Facebook. They've changed a lot on these social media platforms, and you don't know when they change. They just change, and one day they work, and the other day they don't.
But they've got to get up very early in the morning to outsmart me. I'm not even trying to be facetious. It's all. My mom always says it's another ram in the bush. Check that one. So that's what I do. And look where you are on the phone, on Messenger. So we've got Instagram, Facebook, and Messenger all at the same time, because it's a message that needs to be shared. Somebody somewhere needs that. I'm determined, if nothing else, I will make something happen one way or the other. I'm praying it out every step. But I know it's late. I thank you so much for coming on with us tonight at TVM. And it's going to be some other things and other reasons to come back as well. So
yeah, definitely. I look forward to coming back again one day.
You will. You will.
Yeah.
And I'm coming over for pearls. I'm coming over to relax and do the retreat. It could be a location for my Sparrows.
Come on and visit me.
Yeah, it's going to have to be one of those excursions that I have coming up for 2019 and beyond. I'm looking for places to host those. So we may have to come on over to Spain. I'd love to come back to Spain. It's believably beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful here. It's a very lovely island. Right now it's unusually cold, but it's normally in the summertime it's gorgeous.
Very
it's
picturesque.
Gorgeous. By the beach and everything. It's nice. It's nice. I'm thinking of having a retreat of my own.
You did mention it.
Yeah, I am thinking of having a retreat of my own in 2020. So
2020.
I have 2 other friends that I hooked up with as well. One of them, her name is Citrine, and another one, her name is Pam.
Okay.
And we've been talking about it. They introduced the idea to me, and I said, that would be a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I will tell you about it when we plan and what we're going to do.
Please do.
Exactly what we're going to do, and I will definitely tell you about it. Definitely.
Please do. I told you I was
all of you guys can come down. That would be great. That would be wonderful. They have a lot of retreats here on this island. A lot of retreats.
It's a gorgeous place.
A lot of spiritual retreats on the island. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The place.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Many blessings.
If you guys lasted this long, thank you for sticking around with me.
Yes, it's okay. It's a story that will pull you in. You just didn't want to walk away from it. That's why you're on this phone. We couldn't stop it like that. There was no way to stop it like that.
Thank you so much for appreciating my story.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
It's all because of music. And you had such a musical story You know, music has taken you to where you are today. Music is in this, is who you are.
That's correct.
Yeah. And that's what it is.
Music is my life. It's my life. It's in my blood. You know, sometimes it's when I'm singing, and that same flash that I saw when my father passed.
Yes.
I see that flash next to me sometimes, and I know that he's there.
Yeah.
I know that sounds strange, but some people don't
believe that. It's not strange. No, as long as you believe it and you can feel it and see it, that's all that matters.
I know it for a fact. I know what I feel and I know what I see, and I can feel his presence around me. I feel my father's presence around me now more than I did when he was alive. And that's deep.
It is deep.
And he was far away. And see, I feel like he's with me every day. And I see flashes. It's like he agrees and he's happy when he hears me singing.
Well, why don't you sing something?
Oh, not right now. No, I can't now.
Why can't you? Oh, you'll wake her up? It is 3 a.m.
But you know what? Next time we'll do that thing that we're talking about.
That secret thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
Is that a bet?
Yeah. Pinky.
Okay, very cool. All right.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right.
Please get some rest, Sharon. I'll reach out to you later today, your time.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Much love.
Much love and peace and blessings to you.
Thank you. Same to you. Good night.
All of you guys, everybody. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Switches.
And thank your friend also for getting us hooked up together. Thank you so much.
Yes, that would be. Yes, that's my niece Tiffany. I tell you, she's my right hand. I don't know what I'll do without Tiffany. I will be a hot mess without her. So yeah.
She's amazing. Tell her thank you so much. Give her a big hug and kiss from me.
You just did it, and I will go ahead and do it in the physical. Okay.
All right, sweetheart.
Thank you, Sharon.
All right, guys.
Smooches. There you have it, Sparrows. As my mama says, it's more than one way to skin a cat. And when something doesn't work one way that you're traditionally accustomed to using, and then you have to improvise in other ways, it's always going to be another way to do it. So with that said, I want to say many thanks to you for hanging out with us. It's been, my gosh, an hour and a half. Just thank you for always showing support, for always being patient, for, dealing with this journey of wherever it is taking me and TVM. However, it's more than a pleasure to go through all of that nonsense just to be able to bring great conversations to you, because you never know whose paths you're going to cross. And it's to the point of where I'm connecting with beautiful women like Sharon from overseas. My gosh, when it's going to international, then it's really going to mean that I have to look at some things a little bit differently and making sure my settings are set up according. So on that note, I have talked myself tired, and I was supposed to go over to Station Head tonight and do my live radio cast. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will. If so, it'll not be right away, maybe 10, 11 o'clock. However, that's another day, another time to talk about that. But right now, love without conditions always. Possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do, my sparrows. I love you sincerely and I mean it. Smooches, and have a fabulous evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.